What is good, everyone? This is your host, Deanna Radulescu with Label Free Podcast. To live your best life, you must live label free. As always, bring you incredible guests from all over the world, so sit back, relax, and tune in. My next guest is founder and CEO of Experience Extraordinary. She is obviously an entrepreneur and the creator of Cosmic Compass Experience. Please welcome Aline Hanle. Aline, welcome to the show.
Welcome to you in my life. Thank you so much. And welcome to all of your audience. Thank you. I'm so excited to be here.
So excited to have you here, except we had like a little snafu with my technology. You just gotta, I'm still laughing about it. I'm trying to compose it myself. But I love your story. And obviously I always want to hear the backstory, but I kind of want to just open with, in your bio, it says from ordinary to extraordinary. You moved from France to the US, barely speaking any English. And now you are an international coach, right? Doing retreats all over the world and really helping people tap into their best selves, I guess. Kind of like to live your best life, live label free, right? So I kind of want to hear like that journey of you coming from France to here and starting Experience Extraordinary.
Yeah, well, it really started as this French girl who grew up, amongst 3 other brothers and sisters, and really in an environment where what you see is what you get, and then there's nothing deeper, there's nothing beyond. There's literally, you have to be finding yourself in the label, in the boxes, in order for you to just survive. So there was this, for 24 years, this dichotomy between what I felt, like this sense of self that was not fitting in any boxes. And then the world kept telling me, no, that's what you have to be. This is who you are. And really this 24, this moment of explosion where when everything fell apart, the whole victimhood consciousness I was feeling caught into opened up with one conversation with somebody who actually brought to me an idea of the divine, something just deeper inside of me that I've never heard before. Simply, I've just never heard before. It was not even right or wrong. It was just like, I've never heard anyone telling me that there is something within me and it had to be always outside of me. And so that really cracked the egg, I would say the eggshell, and let me start to look deeper into philosophies and mysticism and esotericism, and just literally starting to become a researcher of life, but really from within. And what I found, obviously, was nothing that anyone else outside could teach me, because it was learning about how to connect with myself and relate to the world, not because of how outside ways, matters, or conditioning, but literally more about through my senses, my feeling. I realized that my intelligence was not an intellectual matter, but really more of an emotional intelligence, more of an intuitive intelligence. And by following that intuition, I came across somebody who led me to look at the possibility to move to the States. And I had this feeling since I was a little girl, 8 years old, telling my mom, I'm just going to go there one day. I don't know why. And it was the day. And so I took myself in this country that felt so big, but also so possible. Like things that I didn't see, which is not true. Everywhere we are possible. But there was this construct about me where I needed to get completely out of the box, and finding myself as, okay, so if I am just Aline and I am not this and this and this and this and that, what do I find? And that's really where the work started, where everything around me felt very unfamiliar. And the most familiar aspect was me knowing me after 27 years. And it becomes really, really like the path to follow the flow. But if it was feeling true and good for me, I was saying yes. And if it was not, I was saying no. And not that it was always 100%, the path, but it literally led to realizing that the more I choose what is true for me, the easier and more supportive life appears to be. And that unfolding literally a way of living, and that conscious lifestyle of living through my senses, my truth, which didn't deny others' truth, but really actually supported others in their own truth because I was supporting mine. It led me to, I was a personal training coach first, like a fitness and And I moved away from the physical body simply to really go into the mindset, go into the emotional management, and really dived into the soulful matters, like really the intuitive, deeper, closer to esoteric wisdom. And I created, in a space of probably 5 or 6 years, a series of programs and tools in order to really give to my clients for them to find themselves the way I had discovered myself. And so the extraordinary for me, especially as a coach, is not to tell people where their extraordinary is, but really to become a mirror for them to first remind them it's possible, and two, to remind them to really trust themselves, because this, to me, is the key that we all are looking for in order for us to take the risk we want to take. As an entrepreneur, if we don't have that key, that is the risk, well, we're going to be plateauing very, very easily, right? Very fast. And so how do we move to the next level? Well, we're going to have to take risk. And how do you take risk more effortlessly? It's because you know that risk can be around you. But when you know that you are the most familiar and strong element, invariable part of the equation, risk is actually, it becomes more fun. It becomes more like lighter. And yes, so all of my programs have been created to support people moving from the ordinary, labeling themselves by what has defined them until now, and to a space where the extraordinary is visible, more and more visible in their life, in all dimensions of their life. And that has been an exciting journey for me, for sure.
Oh, I bet. Well, I want to highlight a couple of things here. You talked about not knowing what the divine is, right? And so you, by one conversation, really kind of like opened up your world to something that you didn't even know was possible or was out there. And so I think in today's world, we hear about the divine a lot. So from your perspective and your expertise, what does the divine mean to you as a coach?
Yeah, thank you for asking this question. It's definitely not I would say, one word, or one sentence explanation. But to me, it is the deepest version of ourselves that we are connected to, and that allows us to actually connect to one another effortlessly. So every single time it is challenging for me, for example, to connect with somebody, I'm just looking at an aspect of me that is not the divine, purely. Right. It's like the divine is if I am in front of you and I can see you in your light, then I am looking through the eyes of the divine. So the divine is this expansive, this all connected, this all unconditional loving aspect of me that in any situation, amongst anyone, in any even geographical location, I can be the same being. I can be the same with my husband, with my kids, with my friends, with my clients, with, the Pope, the president. Is like what you see is the same nature that comes through, because it is not caught in the definition of I have to be that in order for me to connect. It is that when I go back to the source, I effortlessly connect because we cannot not be connected.
Right.
So that's that aspect that I feel when I go back to tune into, which is ultimately where I can trust myself the most. I can listen to myself the most. I can tune to the guidance. I can sense in another if something is happening because the words are not coming through, but I can I can sense what's happening. The empathy, the connection that is subtle, everything that is definitely present, away from the five senses, but really deeply connected to a knowing. To me, that's the divine.
Yeah. And you mentioned flowing with life. So I'm at a place where I've learned to flow, right? And I think that when you do get in touch with that divine part of yourself, that it allows you to flow a little bit more effortlessly within your life. Now, I would like to hear your take on that, because you're ultimately trying to help people get to that point where they're connecting with themselves on the inside and not so blocked off because we're programmed to be this way and so cut off from like just being connected to one another. And that, how do you help your clients connect to the divine and allow themselves to flow with their life?
Yeah. So the way I, I always come to the universal truth that is everything is already here because we are one, right? So that's the divine, ultimate divine absolute is everything is already here in the moment. So when we come from the place of nothing is missing and everything is just a misalignment of perception of I am not looking at what I'm seeking. If not, I would see it because it's already here.
Yeah.
So the idea is, what is it that it's almost like going to the eye doctor, right?
Yeah.
If I go and I don't put the right lens, I am not going to see clearly the letters that I'm being asked to say. And so it's really, my work is to be a little bit like the eye doctor. Is that, what do you see? Tell me what you see.
Yeah.
And I'm going to actually start looking at, if you see that, then the truth that you have accepted, which is only a belief, is limiting you in only seeing this. There's all the things here that are already here, but because of that limitation, you cannot see it. So we're going to remove this, and then we're going to, what else would you want to see? So once again, I am not creating the paradigms for them. The client is going to actually determine, this is what I want to see, and this is what I'm seeing only. And the dichotomy between both is the belief system that is actually, filtering what is getting in the way. And so my work is to really invite people to look at what they've put in place at a moment and time in their life for the perfect reasons. Yeah. Even if it looks crazy today, like, oh my gosh, I limited myself. Well, yeah, when you were 6 years old, you limited yourself. You had to. If not, you would not survive. But today, as a 45 years old or 50 years old woman, it is no longer needed. But you're still carrying that filter because there is still a 6 years old within who is holding the show. And what we want is, we need to let her come to meet you here today because she knows you can take care of her. And that's the idea of, right, reconnecting the dots right there, where all of what we've left in the past, that is a tremendous amount of emotional energy, which is creative. If it stays and stuck in the past, it feels like an elastic, right? A band that is stretched out the most, and then after we cannot move forward. And usually this is when we start, either there's a breaking point that is happening by nature, or we actually, and that's when usually we slap in our face and just, let's wake up. And but we don't have to get to a slap in the face when we start really to look into self-awareness, practicing conscious lifestyle. That's what it is the practice of realizing that who I was yesterday doesn't have to be who I am today. Absolutely. I can choose, right? Absolutely. And organizing, cleaning up, making, a little bit of cleaning the who we think we are. And if it works and it supports us, let's do more of it. If it does not, let's surrender it. Let's transform it and towards a version of ourselves that actually is more aligned with what our divine is supporting us to do, because it's already there. Right?
Yeah. And so I wanted to kind of highlight, you talked about living an extraordinary life. And obviously that means something different for everyone. But what are some examples of helping your clients or people that you work with to achieve that version of extraordinary for themselves?
Yeah. Well, there is a couple of processes that I have created that I put my clients through. And those are usually called the blueprint, because literally it's the divine blueprint. It's already there. And I am helping them extract from who they are the version of themselves that they perceive is actually extraordinary.
Okay.
Right? So that's not me telling them that's what the extraordinary is. It's like, I don't know what it is, but tell me what it is. Not from what you think it is, but from what your soul is telling you it is the most aligned with you. So that's one exercise that we start with. From this, it becomes very clear. It's like a map of your extraordinary self. And then from there, it's like, okay, now we can just look and compare what gets in the way of you experiencing that today and what you are experiencing today. And the path through the map that actually they have done is telling you exactly how to do it, and literally with action that they can take that, once again, they brought to their attention. Not so the idea is to, once we are understanding, this is my extraordinary self, My extraordinary is very often, I would say nearly 99.9% of my clients are going to tell, oh my gosh, I'm almost already there. I didn't realize it, right? So that's the realization of ownership, sovereignty of what is already here, instead of looking at the 0.01% that is out there that we keep running after and cannot enjoy what is already been achieved. That's a big shift already. And then after, it's to really looking at that map, at that exercise, so that we can fine tune and understand what we are ready to let go of, what gets in the way of, or slow us down in revealing even more of it.
Yeah.
So the work is really, it's intuitive in the strategy. Right. So it comes from beyond. Then after, we have a conscious practice that is leading people, that are personalized, that is leading people in steps. And then after, there is the implementation, so that there's an integration of the path, right? Because once again, knowing is great, but if there's no integration, if there's no implementation, there's no integration, and nothing changes. So there's an insurance after, like I have a 4-month program, for example, or 1-year program for people who want to really go deep. And that is, they get out 1 year later, 4 months later, depending on where they are needing or wanting to go, literally transform, because they have the steps that is aligned with them. There's the guide that is following. There's the accountability factor, and there is obviously the result.
Hi, guys. This is your host, Deanna Radulescu with Label Free Podcast. I'm here to share another exciting partnership with you. I have joined forces with doTERRA. They are the leading provider of high-quality essential oils. I've got some here I like to consume, the ones that are consumable. So like sweet orange is really great. I also really, really love their toothpaste. Natural whitening, and just kind of really helps clean your mouth. We do carry a lot of germs in our mouth, but I've loved the toothpaste. I've ordered it many times. These are some supplements. Here is the Lifelong Vitality Pack. Really great products, high quality products. Definitely recommend it. I also really love the collagen. NMN is a proven anti-aging product. So the collagen and the NMN together is a real game changer. I'm big into collagen. I believe it. I've been taking it for like 20 years before it's even gotten so popular. And that's probably why I maintain my skin elasticity, my hair and nails. I highly recommend checking out doTERRA if you're a fan of high quality essential oils. Not all essential oils are created the same. Go click the links in the description, sign up, or take advantage of one of my bundles that I'm recommending to you with the toothpaste, also the cleaning products and the supplements. So you guys, thank you so much for tuning in. We really appreciate you, and stay tuned for more to come. And so now you are an intuitive.
Mm-hmm.
So is that different than being like a medium?
I would say that mediums are intuitive. The difference that I would look at is that a medium will tend to use his or her intuitive skills towards connecting with what I call the 4D reality, where there's diseases, there's beings of other realms, and that's an option to be using one's intuition. Sure. The way I use it is more what I call the 5D reality. So I'm connecting with directly the source within people, the source of oneness. The 4D reality, the way mediums are using it, is really still dualistic in nature. Sure. It's a place where everything is possible in the darkness and the light. Yeah. Where I go, my intuition is more geared towards connecting to the point of oneness that is connected all of us. And that is allowing us to go back to this point of full extraordinariness. It's literally everything is already here and now. I'm always at the right place, right time, doing the right thing because I am the right one.
Yeah,
that's
that. And so on your bio or suggested questions. So I know what this is, but I want to hear you explain it. It says, "What is intuitive strategy?"
Mm-hmm. Well, intuitive strategy versus the strategies that coaching, the way I have seen it done, is that instead of having somebody saying, here are the steps that will work for you, here is the strategy that will work, and because it's a one size fits all, it's I come from the place that because we are unique, and that's the truth of which we are in this embodiment, there is no strategy that I can bring you. There is a strategy to help you reveal what you are. And so these strategies are coming not from the mind to shape the mind, but just to reconnect the soul, more to reconnect the highest self aspect.
Yeah.
That's the intuitive strategy for me, right?
I think that's a much better strategy because it's already like, I guess maybe programmed in us. We just have lost touch with it, right? And so like to really get into that soul level is make a much more lasting change or impact.
Indeed, and especially when like the way was the most, I would say, tangible for me was one. I was invited to do an exercise, an intuitive strategy process for 50 different people, 50 entrepreneurs, right?
Okay.
And so, their desire was to actually to discover more about their success.
Yeah.
So I could have been the one on stage just talking about success. He would have been just talking about my success.
Yes.
Inversely, I actually put them through their own success through this process, through this intuitive blueprint. And it was fascinating. These 50 entrepreneurs who were able, after about 30 to 45 minutes, to look at their map of success and realize that they don't have the same success, that there's so much, there's enough for all of us because we are not looking for the same success, the same extraordinary life. And being able to share, that was to me, the most powerful part is that when they were around round tables, and it happened, there's no coincidences. They were sitting down with one another, starting exchanging, like, so what is your success? Where are you going? And what does it look like? And being able to say, oh my gosh, but I can help you with your success.
Yeah.
Because my strength is here and that's not my weakness. And and you can help me with it. And suddenly this coherence of connection that is revealed, because they would not have had this conversation if it had not been because those information were revealed instead of given.
Yeah. Beautiful. I want to just highlight one more thing, and then we're going to start. We're going to get your links where that people can connect with you. You do retreats, but you're also the creator of the Cosmic Compass Experience. What is the Cosmic Compass Experience?
So the Cosmic Compass is a game format. So it's a medium in a game format that invites people to play, and to connect with one another. You can play it on your own, just like the tarot card, for example, or you can play it for somebody or with somebody. But the idea of the game is to ask a question to which you will have the most absolute answer at that moment that you're capable of embodying. So what's important for me to know now, for example, there's going to be a set of cards that you place in the design of the compass. And because of their location on the map, you will understand what's the answer, how to reveal the answer, what gets in the way of revealing the answer, how to overcome the challenge you're facing, like all of these details that are written in English, black on white. So it's not about making it, I would say, a little cumbersome with the tarot cards, for example, which I love. But there is a need to already know oneself, to understand the mystical part, the mystery behind each card, and the symbology of each colors. And it's a lot of depth that is not available right away. And so the game is actually it's definitely an intuitive strategy guidance using a game. So it's fun. It's a game.
Sounds like.
And yes, and revealing the answer by simply putting a few cards in, once again, 20 minutes, you will have the answer to the question you're asking because you are reading it in plain English. Yeah. This game is now going into a travel format, so that is going to be going globally. And there's a facilitator master training that I facilitate for coaches who want to add intuitive strategies in their toolbox to offer for their clients. And that's coming in August in Austin, Texas.
Very cool. Very cool.
Yeah.
And tell us about your retreats. How often do you have them? When's your next one? And what can people get out of it if they're interested?
Yeah. So I do usually retreats here in the States. Most of the time it's going to be here around Austin. And then in Italy and France, those are two places where my heart is the dearest. My soul connect with these places. It's always very close to essentiality, simplicity, body, mind, soul connection, alignment, soul purpose. Really finding the like again going back to the source and of what we truly are. The next one is in Umbria, in Italy, and that's going to be from the 6th to the 13th of June. And that's going to be all about body, mind, soul. We're going to go dive deep into the sense of purpose and how it plays into our mindset, how it plays into our emotional narratives, and how it shapes our body and our physicality. And then I have a French retreat, another one after in June in my place. So that I have a place where I do the retreats in France, in the central part of France, surrounded by greens everywhere. And that's really, that's like a vortex for the soul.
Sure.
And then I have another one offers in September in France as well. So you can go on my website to find all of these goodies. Yes.
Great segue. Where can people
look at us,
connect with you, and learn more? What is that website and any social media handles you'd like to share?
Yes. So everyone who desire to have a question answered, guidance, anything, please go on my www.experienceextraordinary.com. And then you can find me also on LinkedIn, Instagram, and Facebook at Aline Hanle. Everything will be there. You can hear, find guidance, find little videos as well. Just and reach out. If you have a question, reach out. I will answer. I promise.
Excellent. You guys, and put those links in the show notes. So if you connected with Aline and want to learn more, maybe on her retreats, or just connect with her, or you have a question, go follow her on social, go check out her website, and start a conversation. You never know where it could go. Aline, this is the part of the show where I like to ask for last words of wisdom or advice. What would you like to leave with us today?
Well, to me, it's always going back to that deepest, sense of self. Is remember who you truly are. It's nothing more than a remembrance. We can add a lot of learning, but there's really, when we stop thinking our way through life and really remembering who we truly are, we are going to have a lot of information coming up and helping us along the way. So trust yourself. Yes. Be daring in trusting your feelings, your emotion, your knowing. It's already there. It's almost like everything is so here. Trust and open up. Open up is the key.
I love it. Aline, thank you so much for sharing your gifts and the work that you do. I think it's absolutely beautiful, and explaining to us what intuitive strategy means, because I think that was very key to this conversation. So thank you very much. We appreciate you.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you too. Have a great day.
You too. You guys, this is your host, Deanna Radulescu with Label Free Podcast. To live your best life, you must live label free. As always, don't forget to subscribe, follow, rate, review, comment, share, all those good things. And I'll be back soon with more dynamic guests.